my goodness, ladies and gentlemen, it has been a fortnight and a half. Not the game Fortnite. We're not about that on this channel, but it has been forever since I've had Urzatron on this channel. Urzatron, shame on us. How you doing?
Brother, I'm good. I'm excited to be back. Thank you for having me back.
Yeah.
It's been a busy time for our game, and I'm glad we've got stuff to talk about tonight.
We got a lot to get to. We're going to cover 3 big topics. I couldn't put everything in the thumbnail or in the title, so I'm going to tell you guys a little bit about everything that we are hitting on in this video here. But before I get to that, Urza, I just wanted to call out, Urzatron is streaming on Twitch right now. I got a link down below in the description. All right, so we got 3 big topics we are going to talk about today. Obviously, we got this new Geonosian rework that's hitting the game, so we're going to give a couple, high-level impressions of the rework that finally hit. We've kind of been waiting for that information to hit. And then we're going to talk a little bit about the current state of the game right now. Obviously, we've had Geonosian territory battle. We're settling into that. We've had a full round of Grand Arena Championships now. A full week 1 of Grand Arena Championships, so to speak. And so we're going to talk a little about that. And then at the end, we're going to have a little bit of fun talking about the big mistakes that we make in this game in Galaxy of Heroes, and we don't care.
Oh, that's going to be fun.
So that's going to be fun. So, Urza, when we got the forum update today is when we got it. When I post this video, it'll be either 1 or 2 days past the update. So, what do you think about the reworks? Are you a fan? Are you wailing?
No, I'm not wailing, but I will tell you, I am a huge fan, Cubs. This looks absolutely amazing. It looks a little bit like, I love this hive mind thing they've got going on here.
Me too.
It's very on flavor. Me, I'm a big flavor guy. So, hive mind.
We're going to start calling you Flavor Flav over here. You need to start with sporting this big clock and everything. Like, let's go, man. Let's go.
No, yeah, it's a hive mind looks absolutely sick, and it's kind of like
and
a little
all
bit
these
Imperial
new buffs,
Troopers.
right? That come with the hive mind are one thing that I respect with reworks like this is when I feel like they're creative. Like let's contrast. This isn't a rework, but like for example, Jedi Revan's kit, where it's just like let's counter this and this and this and this, and we're just gonna throw it all together, and boom, there's your kit. I appreciate a kit that really actually thinks about how should this character function. And I feel like this fits into how the bugs would work together with the hive mind, spreading the health, and then they've all got their own buffs that come along with that now. I respect that.
Yeah. Yeah, this looks pretty insane. I had a guy from my community, Rook, big shout out to Rook. He put together a little bit of a short synopsis of is that the right word? Synopsis.
Synopses.
He put a short document together of everything that's going on with these reworks, and he's talking about all the buffs are dispelled once, possibly twice, assuming all the geos are on the board at the same time. You're doing things like inflicting tenacity down, which can't be resisted, 80% chance to inflict ability block, Geonosian Brute will taunt, and then you're removing turn meter on top of that 5%. Every single turn.
And how about Sunfac, man? Sunfac is getting more of a health the hive mind bonus for Sunfac is when Sunfac taunts. Sunfac gains defense up, health steal up for 2 turns. Are you kidding me? And all other Geonosian allies gain those buffs for 2 turns whenever you lose. So it's just even more of that health that just gets spread out, which makes it hard to beat. And I think that we've heard about a lot of counters. I think people have shared like, oh, maybe Nest can solve this team or a couple others. But I'm thinking that your list is getting slimmer on how to counter this team. I think Treya should still work, though.
Yeah, all those attacks out of turn, that's going to be a Treya lead for sure. But will she have to be G13 too? Because Treya, she's pretty squishy. So
she can be depending on how you have her modded. But yeah,
right. Will it be G13 to make her work around with the bugs?
We talked about, and you and me talked about this and a couple others, that the state of the game was not looking very good for a while, but we were leading up to Geonosian territory battles, and we were moving on to Grand Arena Championships, and so something I kept saying was, well, let's see how the game looks after we've had those game modes hit. Now they fit. We've had a full Grand Arena Championship. We've had a full not a full Grand Arena Championship, but we've had the 1 round, and now we've had a full week round, and we're moving on to week 2 this time. And we've had a full Geonosian territory battle, and we're into phase 2 right now, probably phase 3 by the time this video hits. So we've had a good taste of the new content is what I'm getting at.
Yep.
Do you feel like the state of the game has improved as a result of that new content?
I'm going to tell you, I am a bit 50-50 on this.
Okay.
I freaking hate GOTB. I hate
Whoa.
it. I never liked
Hot
TB.
take.
I'm not even holding back here, Cubs. I never liked TB to begin with.
Okay.
I thought it was I just thought it felt like a chore to deal with. That's something you had to do. And this really didn't add anything. It just made the fights even longer. And everything's going smooth sailing. Did you see that meme that came out today where it's like, you may have to put this up. It's
I think
hey, we made it to P4, guys. Guys.
Oh.
And it's like, okay, I just spent 10 minutes autoing this fight or whatever, and then everybody just gets wiped out. It's just, I don't know. And then it's only going to get worse as the phases go on. So I don't know. I just can't. And I'm not a huge Geo guy, so now that the fact that I have to level up, at least they're good and they're going to be meta relevant.
Yeah. Sure.
I like to farm up the stuff that I want to farm up. I mean, I've got Vanshu just sitting there at 7 stars, gear 1, because he's just never going to get touched, and I spent all that time farming him because now I have new priorities set for me. So I don't like that. What do you think about GOTB?
Well, I'm going to disagree with you. I don't hate it. I actually really like it. I love the challenge of GOTB, but there are things I don't like about it. And I'll cover what I do like is I like the challenge. I think that the way that they've got it designed, especially with the boss fight with the beast, the Acklay, I think is how you say it, and Midriff Padme. I mean, dude, Midriff Padme's in here. Like you can't look at me in the eyes right now, Urza, and tell me that you hate this when Midriff Padme is part of this. Don't tell me you hate. You maybe strongly dislike everything else except for that. But anyway, so I think there's a lot of positives to draw from it. I really like all of the clone kits. I think they put a lot of effort in designing those kits, and I think that we're probably going to see those clones in the game. I'm hoping. What I don't like about it, I'm going to say what I hate about it even, is that there's some, I feel like there's some lazy design in it with like tenacity, for example. I mean, when you're looking at, let's try to make this hard. It's like, okay, what are we going to do to make it hard? Well, why don't we just ramp the tenacity up to 3,000%?
None of your characters do anything.
So nobody can do anything, right? And there's so many characters that rely on debuffs to get moving. And to me, I'm not a big fan of that. I wasn't a big fan of that when they did it.
It's
for
lazy, Cubs. It's so lazy.
They did the same thing with the Sith Raid, right?
Yes.
And then
nothing works.
The last part of it, and this kind of just connects to just in general what we experience in Galaxy of Heroes, and I've just been a little more woke, I guess you could say, playing other games and that kind of thing. But I think I start to get rubbed the wrong way that every piece of new content we get, every update, everything that comes to this game, it seems, has some kind of monetized component to it. And GOTB is obviously no different. There's some cash grab elements to it. And I've committed on this channel. I'm going to be positive. I'm going to enjoy the game, all that from a free-to-play standpoint. But I still... as I see that over and over and over again over the years, it just kind of gets draining after a certain amount of time.
And I will tell you, man, the Gear 13 pack for $100, it is still sitting in my deals or whatever to buy. I've not bought that.
Good man.
And it pisses me off that it's basically you're not paying for a new character. You're not paying for new content. You're paying not to get left behind. I hate that.
Exactly.
It's a shitty feeling, and I'm not going to buy that pack. I'm not doing it.
I think something and this is the last thing I'm going to say about this, and then we'll move on to our more fun topic, is I wish that there was more incentive for the common man to spend small amounts on this game than exclusively focusing on getting the whales to spend tens of thousands on this game. It feels to me like it's catered to a very top percentile, which to me doesn't feel like a sustainable model for the common man. It might be sustainable for the people who can spend a lot, and that'll keep the game healthy for a good amount of time. But for those of us common folk, it gets draining. All right, let's lighten the mood a little bit. We're gonna talk about this is a topic I was thinking about because recently I've been going free to play. I've been playing the game. I mean, I'm in a pretty committed guild. I'm still playing on a pretty committed basis, but I still have little mistakes that I make on a daily basis. And I look at myself and I'm like, Yeah, I shouldn't do that, but I also just I find myself just not caring, and so we were talking about this. We have a good laugh. You have things like that too. So let's go back and forth. Let's share three mistakes we make that we don't care about. So for me, number one is I miss my daily activities. I don't finish them. I get to the end of my day. I haven't done like a fleet battle, for example, because that's the number one thing that I just don't want to do. And you know what? I go to sleep. I know that I haven't finished them, and I go to sleep with a smile on my face. Don't care. Don't care.
I will say I'm a bit more okay. I go through stretches where I'll just not care, and then there's like, oh, I got a Zeta coming up. I got to make sure.
It's totally up and down, isn't it? Yeah. So like when I gotta have that Omega. I've got to have it.
Yeah. So I will say the Omega Crunch has motivated me
to get your dailies. Yeah, it's one Omega
to get my
every day.
dailies done.
That's what I said.
So.
When I told somebody once that I don't get my dailies every day, they're like, "Oh my gosh, the Omega, man! How could you possibly miss that Omega?" I'm like, I don't know, because I just don't. I don't want to be a slave to the game. Anyway.
Right.
Okay, you're up. What's your first one?
So 3 years of climbing an arena. 3 years, and then JKR shows up.
Long years.
I was stressing every day to make my climb, to fight people, to camp that thing. Yep. And JKR showed up, completely derailed it, did not pay for JKR. And now
that was a bad meta to miss.
Yeah, it was a bad one to miss. And now I just don't worry about it. I'm like, I'm so far behind in the mods now, and missing that super long meta, it cost me. So now I don't really worry about it as much.
Okay. Yeah, the arena payout can be, I mean, being a slave to that can be super miserable. I feel that way a lot of times. I'm still able to hit first. I'm sure that's going to change whenever the meta shifts and I'm going to be with you. But all right, next one for me is I forget all the time to register for a raid. All the time.
That happens to me.
And sometimes I even get pinged by a member of my guild. They're like, "Hey, Cubs, you didn't register for the raid." And I'll just be like, I don't care. I don't care to pull up the game right now. I'm doing something else.
So I have the very similar one to that. It's I forget to register for TW. And we have a new guy in our guild, Rhaegar, my man. He's always like, he does the add everyone. Hey, guys, there's an hour left to register. And then, of course, I'm always on Discord, so I go in. And I would totally be missing TWs if I was not for him.
There you go. My last one. And this is one my brother gets on me for because he's really good about this. But I miss my noon energy all the time. All the time. I'll see the clock. It'll hit noon. I've got 2 hours to get that energy. And I'm at work, and I'm like, you know what? I could watch Stranger Things, or I could log into my game and get my noon energy. I've only got an hour lunch break. I'm gonna watch Stranger Things sometime.
Yeah.
No, I think usually I get that's probably out of this list. Noon energy is probably the one I'm the best at. But there's a lot of days where I just don't feel like getting it. I'm like, you know what? I don't care. Don't care. Don't care.
Yeah. And I'll tell you what, man. If you change your payout, I changed my payout to way late at night.
Oh no.
And my noon energy turned into 5 o'clock energy.
Oh, even worse.
So yeah, I'm always missing that thing. Yeah, I can feel you there.
Bring us home, Urza. What's your last one?
I just never gave a shit about ships. Still don't. I just don't care.
Preach.
It doesn't do anything for me. And the fact that they've taken my damn stun gun out of those shipments drives me freaking crazy, because that's what all that energy went to, was farming stun guns. So,
well, now you got to farm B1 with it, right? And you probably
now I care even less.
A lot of days you won't even get that shard. Today, right. I did a refresh. I did 10 ship nodes for B1, and guess how many shards I got?
0.
Not one.
That's Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, buddy.
This is Cubs Van Han, and this is Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes.
Yeah, I hear you, man.
Oh, man. Well, Urza, thanks so much for joining me for the video. Lots of subjects hit on. So, everyone, give me your hot takes on all 3 of these subjects. How do you feel about the reworks? How do you feel about the current state of the game after we've got this new content? And what is the number 1 mistake you make in this game that you just literally could not possibly care less about making? Did I say that right? I think I did.
You got that right.
Okay, I got that right.
Sounded great.
Did it sound great?
It sounded good.
Urza, you always make me feel better about myself. You complete me, Urza. We need to keep making videos, all right?
Yeah. You know what would complete me CG bringing back my damn stun gun on the fleet node.
You know what would complete me is if they got rid of Chirotechs. Just erase them from the game.
Yeah, that would be pretty good too.
They're never going to do it though, because why? Money, money, money.
Money.
On that note, everyone, thanks for joining us. Let us know what you thought down in the comments below, and be sure to like the video if you enjoyed it. And as always, my brothers, don't forget
my dead body. Sorry about the mess.